Welcome to Budget Beauty, where I help you look flawless for less. Welcome back, and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen, and this is Budget Beauty. First of all, excuse my appearance. I just came home from working out and I'm getting ready for the day. And on Budget Beauty, we do everything beauty on a budget, and that includes tutorials, reviews, first impressions of new makeup releases. I also want to preface this with, in my new makeup releases that I put out every single Saturday, I specifically said that I was not picking up this palette, I was not picking up this collection, and here we are. Here we are with the Nomad Cosmetics Fetes De Provence. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but I did end up picking up the palette, and I ended up picking up one of their brand newly released lip glosses. This purple one absolutely spoke to my heart. So today we are doing a full tutorial with the palette, my first impressions, a review, and I'll let you know whether or not this is worth your money and whether or not you should be like me and pick it up even though you said that you weren't. So if you're excited, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and your bell notification is turned on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. Down in the description box, I will link all the information on the Nomad collection. There is a discount code floating out in YouTube. I'll put that down below for you. I do not have a discount code. It actually belongs to a creator that I watch. All of the other makeup on my face will be down in the description box as well. I just want to point out this gorgeous highlight is the new highlights from Unearthly Cosmetics. I'm obsessed with those as well. So all the makeup on my face will be down in the description box along with my favorite beauty boxes. And of course, come on over, follow me on TikTok for a little bit more beauty on a budget. So let's dive in and see if this was a good purchase. I'm going to go ahead and put some footage of the outside unicarton of the palette as well as the palette itself. It does have a really large mirror. I think the artwork on the palette is absolutely beautiful. And another thing that I really love about this palette, besides the amazing color story, is the pan embossing on all of the pans. They're so beautiful. Everything from flowers, wine glasses, texture, everything is absolutely immaculately well done on this palette. It is, again, such a beautiful color story, perfect for spring, perfect for summer. If you focused on the bottom row, the little bit deeper shades, you could get an absolutely beautiful fall or winter look. So I caved and decided to buy the palette, and after swatching it, I'm really glad that I did because it swatched absolutely beautifully. So we are going to do a look today, and then of course we're going to test out the new Nomad lip formula. There are several shades in this collection for the lip gloss. Like I said, the purple one just spoke to my heart, and I love how opaque this is. It definitely is purple. It's not purple in the tube and then clear on the lips. When I saw this swatched on another channel, I knew that this is the color I wanted because it is so purple and so opaque, and it's going to pair beautifully with this palette. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in, and let's get started on today's eye look. So the first thing I'm going to do, as always, is prime my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. I always prime my eyes. I find that this just helps keep my shadow on all day and also helps keep my shadow from creasing. I also have to say right off the bat that I love that there's a mirror in this palette so that I don't have to pull out a separate mirror, which also makes it really convenient for on the go or travel. So I want to use a lot of the shades in the palette to really give you my true first impression and create a little bit more colorful look. So I'm going to set my primer, set my crease, start my transition with this light purple shade here called Champs de Lavande. Listen, I'm probably going to butcher most of these names, but this really beautiful lavender shade. Picking that up on a really fluffy brush, and again, I'm going to just apply that in my crease to set my eye primer and serve as my transition. Wow, this is really pretty. It's definitely a lot more pigmented than I thought for more of a pastel lighter shade. I always say that I use kind of a windshield wiper motion to blend that out. And again, I'm focusing on the crease. Really like that. That's really pretty. It's definitely more pigmented than I anticipated, which is pretty common for Nomad. Nomad has a really nice blendable pigmented formula, and it looks like they even made pastel shades super pigmented, which can be hard to do. I have very, very little kick up in my pan, and so far no fallout. To add a little more color and really deepen up my crease, I'm going to go in with this bright pink shade, Vendage, and I'm going to focus that just on the crease just to add a little bit of dimension, since I used that light purple shade as my transition. So focusing that right in the crease. That is also extremely pigmented. Wow, that's beautiful too. That was one swipe into the palette, and that's all that I need to get what I was to get the look that I was going for, which was to just deepen that crease. Now, of course, I'll go back and blend, and we'll go ahead and add a little more of that lavender shade as well for a little more dimension, but right now I'm just focused on getting the dark pink in the crease. Now I'm picking up the lavender shade on that same brush, and I'm going to buff that in again, just to soften between the pink and the purple. And then it also adds that really pretty lavender kind of halo effect to the look. And then you can also see the lavender kind of peeking through above the pink shade. So far, I'm really liking this. It's blending beautifully, layering beautifully. Now I want to deepen up my outer corner. So I'm going to go into this purple shade here called Marche de Provence, and I'm going to use more of an angled fluffy brush and focus that right on the outer corner, and that's going to add some depth. Look at how pigmented that is. Beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Now there is a little bit more kick up in this pan, which is to be expected because it's a deeper shade, and it's also purple, which purple is generally pretty hard to curate. And this one, without it being patchy, this one is not patchy at all. It's absolutely beautiful. Like I always say, I don't worry about fallout. I've already set my face, so any fallout, which really there's virtually none, I will just wipe away. That is so beautiful. I do want to deepen it just a little bit more, so I'm going to go in with the deepest shade in the palette, which is kind of a charcoaly black color, and it's called Hauts Alps, and I'm going to very sparingly pick that up just a tiny little bit, and then focus that on the outer corner of the very, very outer corner, and then pull that a little under the lower lash line. And again, that's just going to add that little extra bit of depth that I'm looking for. It is so beautiful. I can't believe how well those shades layer. Now you can see little fallout on my face, not an issue. If you're scared of fallout, just make sure you do your eyes before you do your base makeup. But so far, I am completely impressed. I am going to go ahead and apply a little bit of NYX glitter glue on my lid. I like to use a glitter glue when I apply shimmer. I find that it sets it, but it also keeps it from creasing throughout the day and really gives me its true opacity. And honestly, the NYX glitter glue is my favorite. I find it to be the most affordable and the most effective, and you need just the tiniest dot so it lasts a very long time. Now for the shimmer shade, ultimately, I would go for this purple color here. However, when I swatch this kind of blue color, it is a little more of a duochrome. It shifts blue-purple. So I'm actually going to use that on my lid. I'm going to pick it up with my finger. I mean, look how beautiful that is. So stunning. And I'm going to apply that on the lid. I'm putting that all over the lid, just staying away from the inner corner because I want to use a different shade for the inner corner. But right off the bat, this is one of the most beautiful shimmer shades I have ever seen. It is absolutely gorgeous. I see the shift. It's applying beautifully. Now you can do this with a brush as well. My recommendation for you, if you are going to apply your shimmers with a brush, is to spray your brush. That's really going to give you the biggest payoff. But for me, I find just using my finger is the easiest, and it really gives, in my opinion, the best of the best for payoff. How beautiful that is. I mean, like I said, this is one of the prettiest shimmers I've ever seen. For the inner portion of my eye, I'm going to go in with the yellow shade, this yellow shimmer. This is called Fleur de Mimosa, and it looks like it has a little bit of a shift from yellow to orange. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up on a dense brush, and I'm going to apply that just on the inner corner. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. It has a yellow to green to blue shift. Wow. And you can see that I am bringing that over and just blending it into that blue. And this is one of the prettiest shimmer shades I've ever seen too. I am impressed with the shimmers in this palette. And lastly, for my inner corner, I want to use the shade Flute de Corbet, which is the lightest pink shimmer shade. And I'm just going to pop that on the inner corner. Oh, wow. That is a beautiful inner corner highlight. It is a shift from pink to lavender, so it actually pairs really nicely with this. I think I'm even gonna pop a little bit under my brow. That is such a beautiful shade. Wow, all of the shimmers I've used are duochromes. They have such a pretty shift to them. Completely blown away. I mean, completely blown away. With that same brush with the light purple, I'm just going to do one more quick blend. And then lastly is my lower lash line. And we know I love a shimmery lower lash line, but I am going to go ahead and start with that dark purple that we used for the outer corner. And I'm going to pick that up on a dense brush and pull that under my lower lash line. And then I take that same brush and just really kind of buff that out. And then I feel like I need some more of this yellow, this really pretty yellow shimmer. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that on that same brush and pull that under my lower lash line and across. And that's really just going to pull in a little bit more of that yellow because it is so absolutely stunning. For my waterline, I'm going to use my NYX Epic Liner in the shade Chill Blue. This is kind of a shimmery blue liner, and I'm going to pull that in my waterline. Look how pretty that is. It just really pulls the blue from that shimmer shade on my lid and kind of ties the whole look together. I'm going to apply liner and mascara. Right now I'm using the Ulta Beauty brand dual tipped liner. One end is a liquid liner, one end is a pencil liner, and then the ColourPop Act Natural Black Mascara. I am going to put on some lashes. These are the Ioni lashes from the Dollar Tree. Some of the best lashes ever. So I'm going to do liner, lashes, mascara, and we'll be back. So I've applied liner, lashes, mascara, and here is the completed look. Oh my goodness, do I love it. I love everything about this look. I love it. I mean, I really love how colorful it is. The shimmer shades, the shimmers blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. I loved how layerable the mattes are. I love this look, but we need to finish it off. We need to finish it off with the new Nomad Lippy. I am not going to apply any lip liner. Nothing is currently on my lips because like I said, this is truly opaque and look at that. That is so pretty. Ooh, I love it. I love how opaque this is. And it's purple, and you might be intimidated by a purple lip gloss. It isn't in your face purple. It's very subtle. It looks great with this eye look. It goes incredibly well with the palette. I mean, look at how beautiful that is. I was going to say too, that if you're more of a neutral person, you can get a neutral look out of this palette. You have the mustard yellows, you have kind of a peachy orange, you have that deeper kind of charcoal shade. You could definitely get a more neutral look if you want, and you can really go crazy with the color as well. So that is my finished look. Let me zoom you out and we'll go over my final thoughts on the palette. So let's go over my final thoughts on the new Nomad Fetes De Provence palette. I'm really happy I caved and picked this up. There is a Nomad palette that I purchased that I thought that I really loved, and that's what kind of was prompting me not to pick this palette up because it is a colorful Nomad palette. It's a little bit more on the lighter tone side. Well, I used that palette a few more times and I don't think it's my favorite, and I decided that I would go ahead and pick this one up to kind of replace that one, I do a huge eyeshadow palette declutter at the end of the year. So anticipating that I may potentially declutter that one, I wanted to get this, and I couldn't tell you, I am so happy that I picked this up. This is beautiful. I will say that out of all the Nomad palettes that they've released, and I own, I think single one of them, these shimmers, these are the best shimmers Nomad has ever put out. Not to mention the mattes are incredible as well. Super buttery, blendable, buildable. I can't recommend it enough. If you are on the fence of picking this up, do it. Pick it up, and while you're there, grab some of their lip glosses. They feel so nice on the lips. Super hydrating, not sticky at all. I love that they're opaque. I mean, I don't have any liner on, liquid lipstick, nothing, just this gloss. And it just adds not only that perfect wash of color, but that glossy lip as well. I feel like I need to grab a few more of the glosses, and again, so happy that I caved and bought the palette. So I'll link everything down below for you. Let me know if you picked this palette up. Let me know what you think of my look. If you have created looks, let us know what shades in the palette you use. But again, so happy that I picked this up. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. I'd love to have you here, and everything is linked down in the description box for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.